David says it was fantastic. Usually that means someone would say it was more than 10 out of 10. Meltzer says 5 out of 5 stars. I
Well, he actually
wouldn't
said
say that it was.
5.75 stars.
That's what he said. I don't think it was that good. I thought it was a classic Ospreay 5-star match. And I love the ending too. I know a lot of people are shitting on it and are saying it was poor refereeing. I didn't see any real poor refereeing there. I just felt like the match had to end that way. And I saw some dude who was saying, "Oh, Ospreay took all this and he got knocked out by a punch." Brother, you clearly were not watching the screen post match because he hit him with the ring. It was a fan fucking tastic finish in my eyes. Because of course you're gonna have the ref go out. That's how the wrestling. But him hitting him with the ring, that's how you know MJF is back as the heel and not the fans' heel. He's just MJF because he did it with the diamond ring. And and for him to win the championship, now he's the international champion, bringing prestige to it because there's only 8 people that won it, and I would say 7 of them are like future generational talent. Sorry, Ray Phoenix, you're great, but that's why I it was great. But everyone's saying it was, oh, it's incredible and all this. Like, it wasn't over the 5 stars at this point. It just kind of annoys me with Meltzer. Is kind of my whole point to this. Is I'm just sick of these 5-star ratings because they don't mean jack shit at the end of the day.
Well, and people argue that they've never meant anything.
Never have. They make jokes about it.
Yeah, I think that I haven't seen the match, so I'm not going to speak about how good or bad it was. I'm just going to speak about the Meltzer part.
Good
I think that I would say, there's people that are going to think it's the greatest ever, and a lot of the time, sometimes a match can feel that way in the moment, and then when you watch it again, it's not as good as you remember it is. You know what I mean? So it's like, then you're like, oh wait, why did I ever think that was so good? It was good, but like not as good as I thought it was, because you get because you get so invested as you're watching a match that like sometimes your judgment is clouded. I think also potentially, other than we know that Meltzer has a hard on for Ospreay, so he never gives him anything less than a 5-star match. I would say it's almost like people have wanted to see this match since Ospreay joined AEW. People have been begging, like, oh my God, I can't wait to see him versus MJF. I can't wait to see it, blah, 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 right? So now that it finally happened, or not happened on a free episode of Dynamite, and then they went to the crowd and they did all this, like there were so many elements to it. People just got really excited, including Meltzer. So automatically it's like, this is the greatest match I've ever seen. And he just gives it 5.75 stars. But it's like that immediately discredits you, because you give other matches, as we talked about, Kalani Jordan versus Sol Ruka. I'm not saying that's it's the same caliber, but he says that he hates all the flippy stuff and all of the gymnastics and whatever, and gave them 3 stars, but then he gives Ospreay 5-star matches for every single thing, and it's like, that's basically his repertoire. So what are we doing?
The Young Bucks, that's what they like. I'm not discrediting how good it is. It's fantastic. I love it, but you just contradict yourself by rating the Jordan Ruka match. And it's basically their inspiration was the goddamn Ricochet Ospreay match that you gave 5 stars to.
Yeah. So I think that it's possible, everybody has their own opinion about what the greatest match is, or the match of the year. And so there's going to be people who probably do think that this is the greatest match this year, or maybe they think it's the greatest match ever. I don't know. But I think it's just all subjective, like I've seen people say that this was a great match, but I haven't seen it. Like, it wasn't something that has trended over the last 2 days, the way that like WrestleMania 40 main event did. It was like days after Cody won, and The Rock was there, and The Undertaker was there, and whatever. It was like days after. And I'm not saying that was the greatest wrestling match ever, but I think if you're going to give something such high praise or high stars, like, it needs to be like stand the test of time. And it's like 2 days later and nobody's talking about it. No one was really talking about it 24 hours later. So was it really worth almost 6 stars? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but like, you would think that something that good would still be being talked about if it was as legendary as some people are saying, if that makes sense.
I think you should watch it.
I'm not saying I don't want to watch it. I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying like I was doing other
You
stuff
would
on
enjoy
Wednesday.
it.
Like I have to work,
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, it was a really good match, and